Chris Paul has been waived by the Suns. And what do I think about this? Well, I've heard conflicting reports about this. I've heard one report is that allegedly the Suns and Chris Paul had this planned ahead of time that they were going to waive him, but they're also going to bring him back. That this move was supposedly a move for cap maneuvering. I don't know what that is. Maybe they're trying to save on luxury tax, and by waiving him, that they save on having to pay luxury tax. I don't know the strategy, but I heard it's a cap strategy. That's one of the reports I've heard, and that he could come back. The source from this is Isaiah Thomas. I heard him on NBA TV about 2 hours ago say that. So I take Isaiah Thomas's word seriously only because I've seen him at games with the Suns owner Ishbia. They look like they have like a good relationship, so maybe he has some inside information that we don't know of. And I've also heard it from several other media outlets online about this, that he could possibly be coming back and this could have been planned. So we'll have to see about that. One thing I do find interesting is that if the Suns have no plans to bring him back, where will Chris Paul go? I think that'll be interesting. I think one obvious place is the Lakers because him and LeBron are very close. They're tight. I think Chris is with Clutch Sports. I could be wrong, but they're best buddies. So I definitely think he could go there. And the Lakers desperately need a point guard, a legit point guard. Deloading and Schroeder are solid players, but they're not someone that can be trusted upon to be a point guard during the playoffs when necessary. Now, even if the Lakers got Chris Paul, I feel that he wouldn't be the answer to it. I think the only way this could work out for the Lakers if he signed with them is that Chris would have to accept a reduced role, either coming off the bench or taking a lower amount of minutes during the season, like 20, 25. I don't think he can play close to 30 minutes anymore. Just he's so injury prone. That's why I would prefer if I was a team signing him that he comes off the bench just to preserve his energy. Now, in a role as being a sixth man on a elite contender, I think he would be great. Just he could play a very important role in that sense. He could make a huge contribution. But it all comes down to Chris's ego. Could he accept not being a starter? Could he accept a grossly reduced role? I think that would be interesting. I think he could accept less minutes, but I'm not sure if he could accept not being a starter. And I think that would be ultimately the issue with Chris. And like I said before, the reason why I don't think he should be a starter anymore is that you can't rely on Chris to be available during the playoffs if you play him starter minutes, because he gets hurt just about every year. I think there's only one year where he was healthy during the playoffs, and that's 2021. And that's like in the last 10 years. So this guy has a track record of being hurt during the playoffs. So you don't want to heavily rely on him during the regular season, only because once he gets hurt during the playoffs, you're screwed because you can't really replace what he brings to the table. I think that to me is like the biggest issue. So obviously you would want him in a reduced role, so you're not relying on him during the regular season. And then for the playoffs, you have a higher chance of him being available and healthy, and you can take advantage of that. So that's what I have to say about that. And I think obviously Lakers would be front runners to get him because he would be willing to take a huge discount simply because he's going to get paid out by Phoenix simply by getting waived. I think other teams, possibly the Sixers, he could definitely go there. Miami, you can never rule it out. He could go there also. Just I'm trying to think of some other places, but I think those places would be targets of his if he decides not to come back to Phoenix or if Phoenix decides not to bring him back. So that's all I have to say about this.